The name of his first book is A Life of Bliss, and it's been 20 years in the making. Former Ottawa Citizen journalist and first-time novelist Don Butler joining us on the show. Don, welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Hi, Derek. It's blissful to be here.
Don, let's talk about this idea. I said, about 20 years in the making. Tell me about the beginning of this idea for a novel.
Well, it's an aspiration I always had. Even before I entered journalism, I thought I could be a novelist at one point, which is a difficult thing to make a living at, I guess. But I never really abandoned it, in spite of having a very long career at the Ottawa Citizen. And at a certain point, I decided the time was right to give it a shot. So I reduced my hours of work part-time at the Citizen, and I spent about a year working on this novel, which became the book that now you see. But that started about 20 plus years ago.
What did you enjoy most, Don, about sort of researching and preparing for this novel?
Well, there was quite a bit of research involved. One of the major characters is the former opera diva. Well, she's the late opera diva, Maria Callas. So I needed to research a lot about her life so that I could incorporate those details into my story. But I also had to go, and this was not a hardship, to Greece because I had been to Greece a couple of times, and I had very much enjoyed the country as a tourist. But the back half of my story is set there, and I needed to go and basically do a research trip through Greece, which involved going to many of the same places, in fact, all of the same places that my central character in the book goes to, and having many of those same experiences. So it was really a lot of fun and very, very helpful for the writing of the book.
Can you tell our viewers a little bit more about Maria and what made her such an interesting character for you to really turn into a book, basically?
Yeah, well, she was considered, I think, by many people to be the outstanding soprano of the 20th century, although there was some dispute about that. But she certainly was a very, very prominent singer in the opera world, and she was extremely colorful. She had a very colorful personal life. She was temperamental, as divas are. She also had a very public relationship with Aristotle Onassis, the billionaire Greek tycoon, and in fact, wanted to marry him. It never quite happened because Jacqueline Kennedy got in the way and married him instead.
Right.
But she was very much attached to him for many years.
What other themes do we find in the book, Don?
Well, the central character, who is Bliss Browning, which is part of the reason why the title is A Life of Bliss, is a journalist. I drew from my journalistic experience at the Citizen, so part of the story is a bit of a newsroom satire. But he is a very mediocre travel editor of the fictional Ottawa Daily Advocate, and he has never traveled. He's afraid of traveling. He doesn't
really
want to go anywhere. He's had bad experiences, so he's a very timid guy. And when the way the story starts really is he gets contacted through the internet by somebody purporting to be Maria Callas, who's of course long since dead. So he's very skeptical, being a journalist, but he ultimately is persuaded that perhaps it really is her, and she sends him on this quest to Greece to try and find her lost son.
Are you planning a sequel to the book? It sounds like something that could turn into something, especially because you have this this journalist main character who could go on many adventures.
I keep waiting for Netflix to call. They haven't yet. But the fact of the matter is I am considering a sequel, and I probably will write another book, in part because a number of people who've read it have said, can't wait for the next one.
Nice.
So I don't want to disappoint my audience, do I?
Of course.
So, the universe of characters in the first book will yield, I think, at least one or maybe two more books. It may become the Ottawa Daily Advocate trilogy.
I love it. Where can people pick up a copy of the book, Don?
Well, it's available from Amazon.ca as an ebook for your Kindle, for example.
Okay.
Or you can order it as a paperback as well there. But it's also available at some local bookstores, mostly independent ones.
Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us, Don, and congratulations on your first novel.
Thank you very much, Derek. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. That does it for us here at Daytime. We'll see you next time right here on Rogers TV.